Welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video we will be dealing with I Remember by Thomas Hood, and it's class 9 syllabus from an ICSE. In this video we will be covering theme and the passage explanation. Let's begin with the passage explanation. The first para goes like this. I remember the house where I was born, the little window where the sun came peeping in at noon. He never came at wink too soon, nor brought too long a day. But now I often with the night had blown my breath away. The poet reflects on his childhood days spent in the house in which he was born and brought up. He remembers a little window in his house through which sunlight would peep in. He would see the sun rising and setting every day at the same time. The poet has personified the sun by describing it as he never came a wink too soon, nor brought too long a day. In the present, the poet wishes that his life had ended when he was still a child. This suggests that the poet believed that his childhood was better than adulthood. Para 2. I remember. The roses red and white, the violets and the lily cups, those flowers made of light. And where my brother sat, the laburnum, on his birthday, the tree is living yet. The poet remembers the beautiful garden in his house, full of colorful varieties of flowers. He talks about the red and white roses, the violets, the lily cups, and the lycus where the robins nest. He found flowers so delicate that he believed that they were made of light. The poet then remembers the laburnum tree that his brother had planted on one of his birthday. This stanza shows how children have the simplicity to find and enjoys the little joys of life in nature. Para 3. I remember where I was used to swing and thought the air must rush as fresh to swallows on the wing. My spirit flew in feathers then, that is so heavy now, and summer pools could hardly cool the fever on my brow. The poet talks about the carefree life of childhood. He remembers the swing from his childhood, which would fit both him and his spirits up, while enjoying the breeze that he could experience when he was on the swing. He wondered if the swallow birds also felt the same rush of air while flying. As a child, he was free from the burdens of adult life. The dip in the summer pools that cooled him as a child can barely do the same thing now that he is an adult. Para 4. I remember the fir trees, dark and high. I used to think that their splendid tops were close against the sky. It was a childish ignorance, but now that's little joy. To know I am further off from heaven than when I was a boy. In the last stanza, the poet talks about how, as a child, he used to think that the top of the fir tree could almost touch the sky, heaven. But now, as an adult, he knows better. But there is no joy in knowing that heaven is further away from what he had imagined it to be as a child. Ignorance is bliss, which is the reason behind the happiness of children. They are protected from the harsh realities of life. Theme. Childhood happiness. Childhood happiness is the most prominent theme in the poem. Throughout the poem, the poet thinks of beautiful memories of his childhood and how that happiness has been lost with the end of his childhood days. Children are filled with wonder. They do not need much to be happy, and the simple beauties of life are enough to heighten their spirits. The poet thinks about the beautiful flower roses, violets, lilies and lilicas from his childhood that would fire his imagination, such that he thought they were made of light. The poet misses that time of life when he had the chance to stop and admire their beauty and feel the sweet smell of the flowers and appreciate the simple joys of life. Adults are so engrossed in practical responsibilities that they do not get time to appreciate small joys of nature. Fleeting nature of time. The poet highlights the contrast between the poet's happy childhood and his present unhappiness. This contrast underlines the fleeting nature of time and the inevitability of change. Here is a line from the poet that describes for escape from the present, highlighting the loss of happy childhood days. The line is as follows: But now I often wish the night had bore my breath away. Next theme is the childhood innocence. The poem paints a vivid picture of the poet's childhood innocence. Details like swaying on a rope, the beauty of flowers, and believing the fir trees touch the sky all represent a simpler, more carefree time in his life. These memories are contrasted with the burdens and complexities of adulthood. The lines are as follows: The roses red and white, the violets and the lily cups. These lines detail the beauty of flowers, representing the simplicity of childhood joys. Next lines are: And thought the air must rush as fresh to swallows on the wing. The above line compares the feeling of swing to the freedom expressed by birds, symbolizing childhood innocence. Next lines are: I used to think their splendid tops were close against the sky. This line describes the poet's belief that the fir trees touch the sky, highlighting his childlike sense of wonder. Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe for latest views and updates from my channel. Thank you.